Hey, what's up folks? How's everyone doing? Welcome to the stream. We're going to be doing another training arena here. In fact, let me add that to my setup here. Hey, always double check, resubbing. Thanks so much. Of course, you don't have to be a sub to play the training arena, but we are training for some future sub battles, as you guys may have heard. Alright, we got Dudas Monkin, very cool. Alright, here's some members. Looks like we have 3 so far. We're just getting started. The arena is going to start in, looks like 8 minutes. So still plenty of time to join. And it's going to go on for an hour. And you guys know how these arenas work. You can join anytime, leave anytime. Doesn't really matter. Hey, Journey Chess TV, thanks for following. Welcome, welcome. You guys have your own channel? It sounds like a streamer. Alright, always double check playing. Very cool. Do we get a 5th? Got a 5th player. Seth is in the house. Great. Cool, cool. Hey, Nufati. Hey, Hullgill, Baron, King Charles Cav, Chess Latte. What's up? What's up, guys? Eric. Oh, nice, Steve. Nice. Dude, I told you. If you get Rook takes c3, you just close your eyes and take it. You should post the game in the Discord if you haven't already. I'd love to see it. Yeah, the arena is open to everyone, guys. You do have to be a member of our chess.com club, but that's also open to everyone who has a chess.com account. So you got to join the club first, and then, yeah, the arena is open to everyone. Of course, what we're doing here is training for future sub battles, but still, the arena is open to all. If you haven't heard about our battle league, we're in a battle league, the Summer Chess Invitational. There's lots of prize money at stake, and yeah, if you haven't already, you should sign up for our roster on Arena. Link is in the chat there. And if you sign up for a roster, you can be eligible for future sub battles. Alright, cool, cool. 6 players. Got Steve Nash playing. Awesome. Yeah. Honestly, I'm pretty tired, but you know, I am dedicated to the cause, and I want you guys to get some training in. It's 9 p.m. here in St. Louis. I have been working all day, mostly on chess. Exclusively on chess. But hopefully we get some good games in, and maybe I can share some pointers with you guys. St. Louis is wonderful. The club really takes care of you when you're here, and so they've put me up and everything, and things are awesome. Seth, I am first teaching a camp here, and then I will be kind of doing journalist duties for the upcoming tournaments. They're having the U.S. Senior Championship, U.S. Junior Championship, and U.S. Girls Junior Championship all at once. So I'll be doing the social media for them, and then writing the daily recaps as well. So that's starting on Friday. Yeah, King Charles. In fact, me and Mitch, we got some barbecue the other day. Oh man, I've really missed St. Louis barbecue. It's so good. It's so good here. I guess a lot of people don't know this. I used to live in St. Louis. I lived here for about a year and a quarter. And yeah, pulled pork is one of the biggest things I've missed. Yeah, sorry, Zero Sum. Yeah, I sometimes put a limit, like a minimum number of games, just because, you know, sometimes people join with like new accounts and they haven't played any games yet, and it's kind of unfortunate. So I'm sorry about that. But if you get some Blitz games in, then hopefully you can participate next time. It's kind of too late to switch it up. I have been to the City Museum. I went there once. Very, very cool place. Yeah. Bogarts I haven't heard of. I guess I'll have to Google it. Now in terms of the pizza, I only had pizza here once, and it was, I think it was like Chicago style, like deep dish pizza. So I don't know if it's St. Louis style. Haven't been to Kansas City, so can't say anything about the barbecue there. Yeah, my favorite place is this calzone place called Sauce on the Side. Oh my god, they have the best calzones. Just like massive, delicious, super, super good. Sauce on the Side. If you guys are ever in St. Louis, you gotta check them out. So good. I don't think I'll be having it this time because I've been gluten-free lately, but yeah, I'll have to just remember the good times in the past. Yeah. No, Tricky Drizzle, you do not have to be a sub to play. The arena is open to everyone. You do have to be a sub to participate in future sub battles, which are going to be using this time control, but for the this arena itself, everyone is free to play. Yeah, I'm very close to Forest Park, so I don't know if I've been to the art museum here, but I've been to like the Science Center and you know, the park, obviously, because I'm right here in the Central West End. So I'm close to all that stuff. Yeah, Central West End, definitely very nice neighborhood of St. Louis. Lots of good places to eat. 2 minutes to go, guys, to join the arena. Again, you can join and leave anytime you like. You don't even have to play the whole time. You can just play your first couple games, and if you want to take a break, you don't have to keep clicking next game. Yeah, never tried emo pizza. Oh, I have been to the zoo. Yeah, I'm a big zoo guy, so I am a fan of the zoo. Also, guys, I'm gonna be eating some soup here. This is gonna be my dinner for the night. It's kind of a late dinner, but what are you gonna do? I'll just quickly. This is it. This is the soup. It doesn't look super appetizing from what I can see, but it's very good. It's this brand called Amy's. It's canned soup, but it's all organic. This one is called Rustic Italian Vegetable. It's got a ton of veggies in it, and like brown rice and kale and yeah, mushrooms, and it's great. It's very delicious. Healthy too. Highly recommend it. If you guys are into canned soup, Amy's. Amy's is the brand. Oh, and I've been to the Whole Foods. Yeah, I've been basically living out of that Whole Foods, just eating a lot of eating their salad bar. I've had to eat real healthy, guys. So yeah, the Whole Foods salad bar has been great. Okay, less than 1 minute for the before the arena starts. Oh, we got Rosenberg playing. Evan Rosenberg, not Eric. Evan Rosenberg. 18 players in, very cool. 19 players. All right, 20 seconds to go. Yeah, if you're playing, guys, make sure to mute the stream. This is our typical policy. 20 players, all right. $23 players, checkmate before material, nice. Yeah, make sure to mute the stream, guys, so I don't comment on your game. Also, it's just going to be distracting. All right, here we go. Let's open some games up. G4. Karis attack vibes. Prob 76, awesome. This guy crushed it in our first sub battle against the Chess Bros. We let them have a close one. It was very close, MD Knight. Yeah, we lost by a point in the end, but we were leading 6-5. So we were very close. Yeah, Michiko, I appreciate that. I mean, I think the main thing that maybe you didn't get was that, like, we can have lower brackets for the future. It's really up to the streamers. It's just that you asked kind of like last second, and so it would have been, I don't know, kind of bad form to be like, hey, can we throw in like this player? But for future matches, like, I'm totally cool with suggesting lower brackets to have more players be able to play, and I imagine the other streamers would be okay with it. It's just the two streamers, they have to agree on the boards, and then they're allowed to do whatever they want. Alright, Dudas Monkey also played for us in the sub battle. Let's check out this top game first. Queen B3. This is a pretty solid line of the Slav, I would say. Let's see what Evan comes up with. Whoa. Gothmog with the W. Oh, I guess White blundered the rook. It happens. It happens. Yeah, absolutely, chess numbers. Good to have you here. Alright, we also got Steve Nash against Chess TN 600. I think Steve's playing his typical exchange Kings Indian, which I'm not a huge fan of, but it can be pretty annoying for black to deal with this. But yeah, Michiko, it's all right. I hope we can, you can put it behind us. No big deal. Okay. So I like what black is doing here. Everything's super active. Knight on d4, rook ac8. Let's jump back to our top game. Ooh, looks like black snagged the pawn. Alright, so this is what we had. We had this kind of fianchetto setup. Knight d7, knight c3. Now, this is actually interesting. Knight b6 takes the pawn. Bishop f4, queen b4, e4. I don't know if this is good for white. Maybe this is some questionable compensation, because black trades queens, bishop g6, and doesn't seem like it's really going to be enough here, but we'll see what white comes up with. He's the higher rated player after all. f3, I like f3. I know Feingold says never play f3, but this is a good position for f3, because it restricts two pieces. Now these two pieces are dead. Bishop on g2 is also restricted, but this bishop can re-enter the game via the f1 square. Whereas these pieces have a hard time, especially the light squared bishop. So I really like f3 here. Shows good understanding, IMO. Knight takes g6. Oh, I don't like that. Black's bishop is really restricted. Doesn't really make sense to me to trade it off. Yeah, I really don't get that one. I mean, black wasn't threatening to do anything. So I don't know why we take. Okay. Exactly, Neil. Exactly. Knight a4. I like this. Just kind of fighting for some queenside squares. And I'm hoping we'll see bishop f1 at this point. Now, black's main problem, I would say, is the time. Okay, c5 is weakening. I don't know about c5. That weakens a lot of light squares that black now doesn't have a bishop. Thanks, Neil. Actually, I've been doing much better with the diet. I managed to figure it all out. All it took was giving up gluten, soy, corn, and peanuts for a couple weeks. And then taking a bunch of probiotics and prebiotics, and yeah, now I'm doing better and eating normally again. Yeah, that's alright, Seth. Alright, nice, Gorkum, nice. Well, this game's gonna come down to the wire. I agree, Thorbitals. I agree. Takebacks should be a thing. Chess would be a lot more fun if we were allowed one take back per game. Like, who would be opposed to that? You get one take back per game. Uh-oh, white lost a piece. How did that happen? G5, let's go. Trap the king. Bravo. Oh, knight c5, that's how. Knight e4, beautiful checkmate, beautiful. Okay, let's see what else happened. Prob won. Nice job, Prob. He's gonna be 1900 soon. He's doing really well lately. Hey, DM Hoki's playing. How's DM doing? Yeah, checkmate before material. He's usually he's JSAD in the Twitch chat. Ever since I gave him that one-on-one lesson, not bragging, but ever since I gave him that one-on-one lesson, he's been doing very well. Okay, here white castles, but loses the knight on d2. Black snags it. Very good. Kind of just joking. Grabbing more material now. Bishop f6. Solid. e4. Okay, now black is up a rook. So we should see DM winning this one, as long as he can keep his time under control. There is 2-second increment. So it is time. It's just important not to go too trade happy with queen c7, right? Because that would be a big no-no. Spending a lot of time, though. I don't think we have to spend a ton of time here. Queen d2. Okay, looks fine. 35 seconds on this move is kind of a lot, right? You're up a rook. You can make a lot of moves here, like rook d8, for example. b-pawn is not too important. So here, takes on b7. Now you just gotta improve the position slowly. You know, like just maybe unpin, king h8. Maybe bishop d4 somewhere. Rook c8 looks fine. Sure, white can take some pawns, but like a rook is a rook, so eventually it should decide. Important thing is not to burn a lot of time looking for perfect moves, because you really don't need it. You really don't need it. You don't have to play perfectly to win with a rook. You just have to make good enough moves to kind of use your extra material. Yeah, let me plug Praviduas's new show. So he's going to be doing a couple of things. His main show is actually he's going to be studying openings on stream. And I believe he's been studying the symmetrical English, so that's kind of cool. That's going to be happening tomorrow morning, I think, 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. So pretty early, 5:30 a.m. Pacific. And it sounds like he's also going to be doing the premiere of Ranch to Ranch, which is, as it sounds, going to be a scientific comparison of different brands of ranch dressing. So we're all very excited about that, of course. That's been in the making for a long time. Hopefully it doesn't overshadow the opening work too much, but could be a star in the making. It could be our guest the Elo. It could really be our big break. Could be our PogChamps. Who knows? Who knows? We're expecting a lot of viewers for that show. Tomorrow is also going to be the second episode of Dojo Bros, where Scotty and Charlie are going to be training together. That's going to be happening at 10:30 a.m. Pacific time, 1:30 p.m. Eastern time. And they'll be training for about 2 hours, so that'll be fun. Okay, knight f6. Black's position is still good, it's just that the time is very concerning. And it's very difficult to play on 10 seconds, even if you have a, winning position. What's up, guys? How are y'all doing? Sa Akwi, thanks for following. Brunsek, how's it going? If you guys want to join the arena, it's open to everyone. You got to join the chess.com club first, and then you can join the tournament. Yeah, arena's still happening for the next 47 minutes. Knight f2, very good. Now rook takes c1, then knight takes h3. Or knight h3 first, followed by rook takes c1. Alright, let's see if DM is quick enough here. Knight h3, very good. He should get it. Oh no, he's repeating. That's not a good sign. Oh man, he doesn't see the rook. Okay, there we go. There we go. Knight h3, take the queen. Now I just got to go fast. Got to pre-move queen takes c1 here. Here's a case of a good pre-move because white has to play king h1. Nice pre-move. That was a real pre-move. 0.1 seconds. Okay, now he's doing great. 6 seconds. Tons of time here. Mate coming. Oh, beautiful technique there. Very well played, especially under pressure. Nicely done. Nicely done. All right, we got Bird Boy. 2,300. Oh man, putting Steve Nash under pressure. Black's position is not so bad, but he has some weaknesses, and White's e-pawn is pretty strong. No, DM, you did great. You held on. You converted it. Yeah, we saw it. We saw it. All right, let's see how Steve North is doing. Yeah, the end there was very clean. Okay, so we get a Slav exchange here. a6 I don't mind. a6 is very useful in these positions because you never know when knight b5 could kill you. But h6 here, unnecessary. I don't really see the point of this one, so kind of slow. Not the end of the world. Bishop f5. Now white tries to exploit early bishop f5 with queen b3. Queen d7, knight e5. Yeah, so queen goes back and we're kind of in trouble. Alright, we lost the pawn. Bishop c2. And yeah, pawn down. Not looking too great for Steve. What are you going to do? Tough opening. Exchange Slav is actually kind of annoying to play because you don't want to block in your own bishop. But if you go bishop f5 too early, then white hits you with this queen b3, which is very annoying actually. Like, how do you defend against this one? Queen d7, we get hit with knight e5. Okay, let's see the game. Well, we're castled. And I think white can just win this one pretty smoothly. No worries, Prob. You're doing great. You are one of our big heroes in the sub battle. I don't know if you watched the stream, but we said you had the cleanest win of the whole match. So, you just got to keep training, dude. And you're gonna, well, I think for sure you'll hit 2,000. Yeah. Now Steve here, he's defending solidly. I like that, you know. He's not flagging. He's making moves. And ever since losing the pawn in the opening, like, he hasn't really blundered. That's very important. Now, okay, knight c4 is a blunder. Ooh, white missed it. Very bad. Should have just taken. White should have seen this one. 100 days of tactics for always double check. Alright, now black is still solid. Should d3. Okay, white's winning the second pawn though. So this is looking grim. But he's activating the king. Again, he's holding on, you know, it's like, will it be enough? Probably not, but like, this is the kind of chess you have to play in Blitz to give yourself the best chances. Like, he might, yeah, I don't think he's going to save it, but like, if he did get a chance, it would be through this kind of play. Just trying to go active, just trying to hold on. And he's not flagging, like, he's moving fast. A lot of players, they just flag when they get down to 3-4 seconds. The 2-second increment is not enough. But he's not flagging. That's very important. And look, he's like, like a king in d3. He's like making it hard. Rook b1. Steve North. Look at this. Look at that. I mean, I feel bad for always double check. He should have won the game, but I'm happy for Steve North. Look at that fight. Look at that fighting spirit. Rewarded. Rewarded. That's what Blitz is all about. Beautiful. Oh man, GG. Amazing fighting spirit. Yeah, you guys all saw that. I mean, I didn't think he was actually going to pull it off, right? I was saying he's still probably going to lose, but you got to play actively to give yourself chances like this. And you will get chances like this, 1 out of every, you know, 3, 4, 5 games that are not going your way. So it's very important to always keep fighting. Yeah, great job, Steve. Huge fight, huge fight. No, it doesn't matter. It still counts. And Blitz is like 1 out of 2. Yeah, you might be right, Sonny. You might be right. Yeah, Hall Guild. I mean, the important thing is to try to compartmentalize. When I was a kid, that was a big thing. It's like the coaches would always tell us, like, don't play Blitz before your game. You know, don't play any Blitz during a tournament because then you show up to the board, you start playing fast, and like you blunder. The strong players, you know, they learn, like experienced players, they learn, like, okay, you can play Blitz, but you like you better not play Blitz during the classical. You know, you gotta like slow down because Blitz. I mean, it certainly teaches you very bad habits. Bad habits that are good in Blitz, not so good in classical. Okay, looks like black won the piece here. Sorry for the lighting, guys. I realize I'm very dark and shadowy, but this is the best I can do. I don't have my normal $8,000 studio lighting. So, this is what we have to deal with. Dark Kostia. Yeah, I would say Blitz and Bullet are much closer than Blitz and Classical. Bullet can kind of prepare you for Blitz. Yeah, not sure what you're referring to, Steve. I don't, I'm not aware. Yeah, Chess Latte, we just put it on pause because we have quite a few lessons backed up, and so I'm not sure how many I'm going to be able to do in the next 2 weeks. And David's out of town, and he's trying to set up his stream, so I just put it on pause so we don't get just like completely jammed up. But yeah, we have to kind of catch up before we accept more lessons. But you still have one, Chess Latte, I think, at least one. So don't worry, we're still gonna get you in. Get you in. Spaghetti with chili. Jeez. I haven't tried it. I love this technique by Steve Nash, by the way. Look at this. He's been playing on increment the whole time, but this is perfect. Rook is defending the pawn. Pawn is defending a3. a3 defending the rook. This is what we call a crystal. Like, nothing black can do to upset this. And this pawn is just promoting. And eventually he's going to shift the rook over, hopefully, and run the pawn home. Yeah, I'm not sure, Gorkum. I mean, I think there are ways to get useful things out of Blitz. But you really have to be very intentional about it. Rook f4, perfect move. Perfect technique. Okay, rook f6 not needed. You can just bring the king out. There we go. Was that GG? Game over. Well played, Steve Nash. One of the best rook endgames I've seen in these training arenas. Makes me feel like you guys are improving. Yeah, very GG. So, Gorkum, yeah, I mean, to me there's a couple of differences, because like in Blitz, a lot of people think like, oh, you should play Blitz to practice time pressure, but I don't think it works the same, because when you're playing a classical game, the hard thing is that, you know, you start off with an hour, 2 hours, and you have to think deeply. And then once you get into time pressure, you have to switch over. And, oh, we got Alexa playing, cool. And then you have to, like, start playing fast. So that's very difficult to switch from, like, playing slow to playing fast. Because you don't want to play fast. You're at that point, like, you want to play slow, you want to calculate, like, you want to make sure you're not blundering anything. but the clock is against you. So it's like that creates all this tension. But in Blitz, you start off in time pressure, and so it's very different because you start off with that tempo, right? You make your first 20 moves quickly, maybe you spend a little bit of time in the middle game, but you're still in the zone of like playing fast. So to me, it really is like a different experience. I think a better way to practice time pressure is to do something like what we do on Endgame Sensei, where you take a position deep into the middle game, and then you give yourself, 5 minutes, 30-second increment, or 5 minutes, 5-second delay, and then you play out some position, either endgame position or middle game position, something like that. Actually, today at the camp, one thing we did was I had the students play out the Lucina position, the Lucina endgame. And the point there was just like, you guys all know how to do it when it's like on the board, but it's a totally different story to do it when you have 1 minute on your clock with like 5-second delay. And then I just had them practice, play it out. And what we did was we did one game at a time. So everyone was like watching them, which is what happens in tournaments. When you're like the last game in the tournament hall, everyone's like watching your game. It's like a very nerve-wracking situation. And so, Queen D4, that doesn't look good. And then it's like high pressure. And so it's very different when you're in that situation versus like when you're just like watching a video online or like doing a drill. So I would say that's a better way to practice time pressure. The main thing that I would say Blitz could be useful for is like if you're practicing a specific opening, and let's say you want to play like Sicilian and you want to practice it, and then you like can just like play the Sicilian in a bunch of games and kind of see, like Blitz is good for telling you where you don't really know your openings that well, or like which lines you're not comfortable against, like which positions you don't really feel and you can't really play that well. So like when I was practicing the like the King's Indian, for example, when I was learning that, I would definitely play a lot of Blitz games because it would kind of tell me like which positions I'm not feeling comfortable in. Don't go King F3, very good. I think Alexa should convert this with the 2 queens. I don't really see, you can even lose 1 queen and you're still winning. So I don't think Blitz is great for like learning openings necessarily. I think it's good for like practicing openings. But the thing is, it's like a lot of players don't review the opening. They don't review the games. So this is where Blitz becomes useless. Because if you don't review the games and you don't figure out where your mistakes were, then it's like, what's the point? Like, you're going to make the same mistakes in a classical game. Okay, Queen H4, Queen G5 was main in 1. That's okay. This is also good. Now the king keeps running. Let's go, bird boy. Let's go. Now you got to watch out for stalemates because, the rook can sacrifice itself. Oh, are we getting a 3rd queen? Are we getting a 3rd queen? Yeah, so Thibaut, that's kind of the key point. If you review your games, then it's useful, but most players don't. And I think the reason they don't is because gotta be kidding me. Because as Steve says, it's painful to review your mistakes. And especially if you play a lot of games, at the end it's like you just don't want to look at it because you like made a bunch of mistakes and yeah. Okay guys, arena over. I'm canceling it. Everyone go home. How do I cancel? Where's the cancel button? No more arena. Yeah, or like you win the game and you're like, okay, I'm a genius, I won. And then, you don't review the opening because it's like, well, I won, so it must have been good opening. And so, but that can really come back and harm you. Actually, I had one game. I'll show you guys. Or I won't show you, I'll tell you guys. Where, like, I played the opening pretty fast. This was a classical tournament game. And then after like 4 or 5 moves, I realized like it's actually a horrible opening that I'm doing. And I was thinking about like, why am I playing this one? And the reason was like, I played that opening a bunch of times online. It's like this obscure variation that's like just not good. Or it's like, it's this obscure line where I wasn't reacting correctly, but I never took the time to analyze it. And then someone played this like weird obscure line against me in a classical game, and I just like on autopilot like just do what I normally do in Blitz, and it's like not good. I'm just like losing out of the opening after like 5 moves. It was like I had to like survive by a miracle. I was playing like much low, like not much lower rated player, but like 2100, 2200 rated player. So no, not quite when Levy played the hippo, because I think he did that on purpose. This was a case of where I'm kind of just like playing the line that I always play online, or like playing this like response, and you know, I never bothered to like check it, because I just played in Blitz. Some games you win, some games you lose. You know, I just didn't really like think to look at it. And now I'm playing it in a tournament game, thinking it's like, you know, in my brain it's like, oh, it's like a normal position. I always play this. But it's actually like not good. Like I need to play that position in like a very specific manner. So, yeah, if you're gonna play Blitz, make sure to review your games. That's the only way you can actually learn from them. Oh, Levy said Hippo was an accident? Oh, I must have misheard him then, because I watched some of his videos. I thought he actually meant to play it against Akshat, right? Hard to play the Hippo by accident. I wonder what happened there. All right, we have Eric Ido against Chestian 600. Let's see what's going on here. All right, good night, DM. Thanks for all your help. Yeah, I like this opening for black. So white offers the Smith-Morra gambit, but instead of taking it, black just plays knight f6. I'm a big fan of this. Then you induce white to push the pawn forward. You play knight d5, and now we have c3 Sicilian, which black was probably ready to play anyway, given that black is playing the Sicilian. And so white doesn't get their favorite Smith-Morra attack. And black's position is relatively solid. Maybe he could have played this part better, but I would say he's doing okay here. You know, he's got the isolated queen pawn, but 2 bishops. Relatively open position. Look at this, rook b8, bishop takes a3. He's won a pawn. Doing great. Yeah, that's okay, Tebow Baker. I mean, you know, remember in Batman where, like, Bruce falls down the well, he's like a kid, and then, like, his dad saves him, and he's like, why do we fall, Bruce? Why do we fall? So whenever I lose, or whenever, like, my student loses, my students lose, I always think about that in my head. I'm like, why do we fall? You know, why do we fall? Yeah, whatever. I mean, the bats are irrelevant to the story I'm trying to tell. Bishop f5, by the way, very nice find. And then if takes, there's takes. And then here, there's maybe some discover check. Bishop a4, followed by taking the knight. Should be good. So, yeah, Batman Begins, exactly. So yeah, whenever I fail, you know, or something happens, I'm just like, why do we fall? This is hanging, right? This is still a pin, last I checked. Yeah, bravo. Big upset, Bruin, big upset. So, what I would say, you know, especially this is an online tournament, right? I don't know if you're a tournament player, Tebow. Oh, wait, hold on, 97 check. Oh, shoot, I got tricked. I got tricked hard here. Takes 97. Wow, nice trick by Eric. Very cool. He gets out of the pin, and now he's okay, reasonably okay. Still down a pawn, but you know, not losing the exchange. So that means black had to just take the rook first, and then should be winning. Okay, you're a tournament player. So, you know, these online games, I mean, I would say these are 100% training games for you, right? It's like, who cares, who cares what happens with your online rating? Like, it's all for training. Your online rating will eventually go up as long as you're working on your chess. And the more mistakes you make and the more games you lose outside of tournaments, honestly, the better. Because it means like you're less likely to make those kinds of mistakes in your tournament games. Especially if your mistakes are coming in the opening. You know, that's very easy to learn from and improve. You're like, okay, don't make this stupid move again next time. And then you avoid mistakes that you can make in an, you know, because a good chance you would have made the same mistake in a tournament had you not played that game. So, obviously, it's not fun to lose. But yeah, as DM Stewart saying, you know, we learn more from our failures. Why do we fall, Bruce, right? Why do we fall? Okay, DM Stewart also had a question. If I'm accustomed to... Oh, that's unfortunate. Black was doing really well in this game, but that's okay. Let's go to the next one. Okay, King Charles against Soroka. If you're accustomed to playing 10-0 and you play slow openings, should you stick with what you play? Play something more sharp. So my feeling is you should stick to the openings that you know best. Those are going to be the openings that are the most successful for you in Blitz. Now, it doesn't mean you can't experiment with other stuff. Like, it depends on what your goal is. If your goal is to, like, you know, raise your Blitz rating, or to, like, let's say, perform well in a sub-battle, for example, then I would recommend playing the stuff you know best, because you're going to be able to play it quickly, you know the ideas, you know the moves, etc. If your idea is to kind of play Blitz for training purposes, like you want to kind of use Blitz to improve your chess, then it totally makes sense to kind of play stuff you don't usually play just to give yourself experience in different positions, you know? So if you want to play sharper stuff, you know, some gambits, or you want to play e4 or the Sicilian, you know, whatever it is, Blitz is kind of a good way to do it because, you know, it doesn't matter too much. It's just your Blitz rating, and it exposes you to different kinds of positions. So again, it kind of depends. Do you want to maximize your short-term results, or do you want to focus more on your long-term training? So that's the trade-off. Short-term results, long-term training. Yeah, nice job, D-Fan. Congratulations on your big learning experience. Okay. What's going on here? Well, white seems to be doing pretty good. Up a pawn. That's hanging. Okay, we didn't see it, but knight takes g7. See, this is the tunnel vision we often see. It's like, okay, I mean, king d8 maybe would have defended better, but it's like white plays queen f5, attacking the rook, and he's like, ooh, I'm going to take g7 next. And black goes knight d4. Probably should have just taken this one. That would have been a much better move. Instead, we focus on the tunnel vision, and then here, okay, king d8, you know, game continues, as there's bishop a5, so still, it's pretty bad for black, gotta go rook c7, but anyway, a little tunnel vision-y there. Still good, though. But now, instead of being up a piece, we're up an exchange, and it's not as clear. Should be winning. Rook d1 is a good move, but, you know, something to think about, guys. Something to think about. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even our wins are very rarely, clean wins. It's really rare that I have a game where I won and there's like, nothing I could have improved, no move that could have been better, or like no ideas I could learn. Even if you like play perfectly, you can still learn ideas. Your opponent, could have defended better, and it's important to analyze how you would have played against them. Hey, what's up, Sean? Hey, Sand HQ, thanks for following. Cool, Varun, welcome to the dojo. How much of my views on chess improvement come from personal experience versus students? I'd say 50-50 from my personal experience, and then students I've coached, because at this point I've worked with a lot of players of different ages and levels and ratings. Okay, that was levels. I've also had to work a lot on my own chess. So, yeah, mostly on my experiences as a coach and player. Okay, I'm going to say white wins this one. Hopefully we don't see another unfortunate stalemate. Yeah, Varun. Well, that's kind of our idea here. I mean, dojos are usually all about, self-improvement and humility, understanding that there's always someone better than you, understanding that, the path to personal virtue is through self-improvement. So we like to think that we embody a lot of the same themes and motives when it comes to dojos. Yeah. Yeah, we're all about the self-improvement here. You got to check your ego at the door. That's a rule. It's important to be nice to those below you and respectful to everyone, not just those above you. Yeah, I would say we have a very supportive community. Yeah. Oh, that's fortunate. Dosey dose. That's very fortunate. I wish I could say the same, but I definitely can't. Alright, Rick A4 here looks good. Rick A4. Looks like money. Bro, even Magnus, I mean, he can win a tournament and go like, 2900 performance. And he'll still say something like, "Yeah, but I didn't play that well," He's still like, he understands even he has room to improve. A lot of room. I remember he was world number 1 obviously for the last 10 years. And he was like at his like peak rating or something, like 2860, 2870. And he said something like, he's like, "Man, I just played like ridiculous this tournament." After winning, 7 out of 9 or something. He was just like, "Man, I really don't feel like I played my best." It's possible, Coder. I mean, a lot of people have learned from Alpha Zero. But I would say it's actually not so much Alpha Zero that people have learned from. Honestly, Leela Zero at this point has probably done more. Like, Alpha Zero played that one match, but Leela Zero is now a much stronger engine than Alpha Zero was. And has a lot more games to learn from. And also, you can analyze with Leela Zero. You can't put Alpha Zero in your computer, but you can analyze with Leela. And now, of course, the top guys, they use Leela pretty much as they use Stockfish. So I would say Leela is the one that's probably given more insight. Yeah, that makes sense, Porf. It's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. Maybe that should be one of our what's the word? I don't know. Monikers? One of our sayings? Does Chessbase have legal? Well, Chessbase is just a program that allows you to analyze with engines. So you have to install your own engine. So Stockfish is available for free. Leela is available for free. And so you have to like learn how to import it. But once you get it in, then yeah, you can use it in Chessbase. Okay, I think white should convert this one. Let's see what else we got here. I'm always just looking for games that are evenly matched. Alright, we have Chestian 600 against Steve Nash. We'll check out Alexa versus Steve North. Oh, look at this. Gothmog against Eric. Battle of the 1900s. Do I have any tips on running / help run over the words? I haven't done a lot of tournament organizing, but one thing I will say is that no matter how hard you try, someone will always find a reason to be upset. So you have to learn not to take that personally. Like I've helped with like some open tournaments, you know, like let's say 100, 200 players. And it's pretty much impossible to make sure everyone is happy by the end of the event. Someone will always find a reason to complain about something. And at the end of the day, it's not really about you. That's what you have to kind of realize. Yeah, I've also learned that, you know, from organizing a bunch of different events in the dojo. Because, you know, we have like different tournaments. We got the ladder and the classical and sub battles and all this stuff, and yeah, if you're running a small event, 10 to 20 people, then hopefully everyone is happy by the end. But if they're not, you know, it's like as long as you do your best, like you have nothing to feel ashamed of, you know. And you will make mistakes. You will make mistakes, you know. And if you do make a mistake, then probably the best thing you can do is just own up to it and apologize, you know? Like if you make a wrong pairing or you make like a bad decision, you know, the wrong thing to do is to kind of like stick by it stubbornly and try to like convince everyone you're right, you know? I think it's better to just kind of own up to your mistake and be like, I'm sorry, I didn't realize this thing, or I didn't realize this thing. And then if they don't forgive you, well then at that point, you know, again, it's on them. It's not really up to you anymore. Yeah, exactly, Privet. Now, I like what black is doing here. White has a lot of weaknesses. I would even consider just like b6 at some point, just to fix the c4 pawn. But we'll see if black can convert it, because white also has some space. Rook is coming to e4 and then maybe to e6. Queen e6 might happen here. Actually, I don't like queen d7. I think black needed to trade queens here, because now white, I think, should play h4, h5. And then rook h1. Yeah, I think queen c2, I don't really get this move. It also allows black to play e6, so a little bit passive, queen c2. Honestly, I don't understand. Maybe he was trying to stop queen a4, but I think this is a position where white really needed to play for counterplay. h4, h5. Yeah, Ringa, I'm in St. Louis for the next 2 weeks doing some work here. Do I have any advice on how to teach people? I don't know. I guess it depends on the level and the age, you know. If like if you're teaching kids, it's important, you know, you have to keep it fun. If you're teaching an adult, you have to give them a training plan for what to do when you're not working with them. you know? So if you're teaching a kid, I would say make sure they're playing regularly, you know, make sure they're doing puzzles. Try to instill good habits, right? So they're not just like blitzing. So they're trying to like solve the puzzle. So 900 rating, you know, they have a lot to learn, right? I don't have a ton of experience teaching people like under 1,000, so I don't know how much I can really say here. But try to show them like kind of simple games, I would say. You know, don't show like, you know, the brilliancies, even like the Morphe games, Anderson games. These are like insane brilliancies, and like no 900 is capable of like calculating those tactics, right? I would say try to show them like simple games with like clear plans and ideas. You know, something out of Chernev. Like Chernev uses some really nice games because the games aren't like brilliancies. There's not like a lot of double exclam moves in those games, but just a lot of like simple games, solid chess. I like the games of Tarash very much. I feel like he played some really clean, smooth games. So yeah, the latter with the two E's. Yeah. Wait, knight of 6 check? What was knight of 6? There haven't been any knights on this board for a while. What are we talking about, Renga? I totally missed when you said that. Hey, Sadat, how's it going? Yeah, good luck, man. All right, let's see. What aspect of chess improvement do I feel most uncertain about? Least understand? Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna have to. That's too deep for me right now. I'm gonna have to get back to you on that. How often should a player consult a trainer on a regular basis? I would say, oh, Anderson game. Yeah, I don't even know which one you're talking about, but I'm sure there was a knight of 6. I'll take your word for it. Was that the Evergreen game? It's the only one I can even think of. Okay, how often should a player consult a coach? I think you should talk to a coach when you're not sure how to improve. I mean, honestly, I feel like nowadays it's easier than ever to improve at chess because all the resources are out there, all the books have been written, all the courses have been made. Like, there's very few things that are missing. Okay, I'm working on a Chessable course right now that I feel like doesn't exist in book or course format that I'm very excited about. But other than the thing that I'm doing, I think like everything's been made. So all the resources are out there, but the time to talk to a coach is like when you don't know what to work on, like you don't understand why you're not improving or why things aren't going your way, or you want to know like what your strengths and weaknesses are. You know, coach can just look at a couple of your games and tell you very quickly like, okay, you have to do 100 days of tactics, or you have to like, you know, study some positional games, and very quickly can kind of help you understand where things are going wrong. But if you have your own idea, if you kind of understand already, like, you know, you blunder a lot, you know, you miss a lot of tactics, like that, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out like, okay, you just got to do more tactical training, spend a lot of time, work on your visualization, things like that. Or if, you know, if you mess up in the endgames a lot, again, you got to read some Silman's endgame book, some Shereshevsky, work on your endgames. Yeah, King Charles, I'm not sure actually. DM handles the VODs. The VOD will be available on this channel for 60 days. So you can rewatch the VOD. Whether it's going to our second YouTube channel, I'm not sure. It's possible, but I don't know for sure. How to watch the VOD? If you click on our channel, there's like a videos tab. They're all available there. Gorkum, the 100 days of tactics, that's just something I started saying during the sub battle because people were missing like really simple tactics that they would see normally like in a puzzle, but they didn't see it in a game because they're like, you know, probably nervous or something. So I started to sentence people to 100 days of tactics because like if you miss simple stuff in a game, it means your tactical vision is not quite there. You know, you're not spotting those tactics, so you got to work on it. Very important part of the game. Alright, let's check out Michiko. Oh, not so great. Okay, black is up a couple pieces here. Was there a way to win there? I'm not sure, Dr. Moss. I honestly wasn't... It's kind of late here. I wasn't really calculating too much. It felt good. It felt good. Yeah, but I couldn't really tell you off the top of my head. It was this one, right? This is the game you're talking about? Samuel, I think I set it at like 20 games or something. I usually don't set it at too high. Yeah, I don't see a way for either side to win here. Because Black's king is kind of stuck with the pawns, and so is White's. Yeah. Yeah, it feels pretty drawish. Yeah, I think Blitz game, Samuel. What's my advice for increasing mental stamina? Abishnal, do you mean in like over-the-board tournament, like when you're playing long classical games, or are you talking about like online events? So I would say over-the-board tournaments are definitely more draining, like, you know, full classical games. Over the board, yeah. Well, I don't know, actually. I feel like that's more of like a nutrition question. Like, how do you increase your mental energy? I definitely know what you're talking about, because as the tournament goes on, it gets harder and harder. And by the last round, I think most players are playing much worse by the last round than they did in the first couple of rounds, because everyone's just so tired, especially in these like 9-round events. Yeah, I mean, I imagine if you increase your physical conditioning, that would probably help. Like Magnus, it's kind of well known, is very in very good shape. And I think most of the top players do some form of exercise. Quite a bit. Like Kramnik, I think, like did a bunch of swimming. A lot of the guys, you know, they play tennis. Yep, that was a free bishop, you're right. I mean, c6, but there's no way to actually win the queen. So I think white should be fine there. Like d5. Yeah. Oh, arena's ending, guys. This is going to be the last game for everyone. Yeah, rook is also hanging. So yeah, of course you can, yeah, try to have good sleeping habits. Try to minimize the caffeine. But again, I'm not a nutritionist, so I can't really say much other than what I hear, you know, all over the place. What I've seen is that, you know, the stronger you are, the more you kind of fight at the chessboard. And what I mean by fight is like, you know, you spend time and you think about it. All right, arena over. Wow, congrats, Gothmog. I didn't realize Gothmog was on fire today. 31. Very cool. Good job, everyone. Exclusive Wisdom, also well played. Prob. Excellent job, 21. Third place. But yeah, just to finish the topic. It seems like the higher rated you are, the stronger you are. Typically, you fight more. You know, you're using more energy. What I've mainly found is like lower rated players tend to give up, and they don't spend a lot of time in like very critical positions. You know, like the difference between one move and the next could be quite high, and then they're just like playing quickly, just kind of like making the first move they see. They don't really like get into it. Not everyone, of course, you know, they're different players, but generally as you go up and up, the level of resistance gets higher and higher. I mean, including for me, like when I play against grandmasters, I feel like somehow they're putting more energy. Like I feel like I'm working hard, but I feel like they're working even harder. And in a position where I might like, you know, I might make a quick move, or I might kind of play more intuitively, they're sitting there, they're thinking, you know, they're taking their time. I'll never forget, actually, I was watching this grandmaster play in an open tournament in France, and I was looking at his position, and they were approaching time trouble. You know, it was like move 35, and they're about to make the first time control. And he's winning on the board. He's up in exchange and like a couple pawns. And he's also way ahead on the clock. He has like 20 minutes, and his opponent has something like 3 minutes or 2 minutes with 30-second increment. So his opponent's not going to flag, but clearly he has more time and he has completely winning position. And I was looking at his game, and it's like every move wins. Like literally he can do anything he wants. And he has a lot of tempting options. And every move, you know, move 35, move 36, move 37, he's just sitting there thinking. He didn't make any quick moves. Like his opponent is playing fast because he's in time trouble. He just like writes the move down, spends like 3-4 minutes, plays like, you know, chooses a natural move. His opponent responds quickly, writes it down again, another 3-4 minutes just sitting there calculating. And it's like, and of course, it's not like he actually needs that time. I'm sure if he just played his first instinct move, he would win the game anyway. But it just shows like the habit of like just being a professional. You know, just like, even if it's an easy position, you still take your time. You still make sure you're not blundering. You still look for the best moves. You still calculate. You still figure out like how is the opponent going to respond. And even though his opponent is, you know, down to 3 minutes, he's not looking to flag him. He's looking to just win on the board, right? Because his position is still winning. So I think the important thing is to recognize that, like, number one, if you play fast, you're more likely to blunder. And that's very painful. And yeah, the more you learn to kind of like just take your time and keep working, I think the better off you'll be. Yusupov gave some really good advice. He said, when you have a winning position, because of the tendency to relax in winning positions, you should try to counteract that and focus twice as hard as you normally would. Because it's very natural to relax. A comparison I like to make is actually in baseball. I don't know if you guys ever watch baseball or ever played baseball. I played once when I was in Little League, when I was a kid. But one of the things they taught me that I think is very similar is they said you always have to run past first base, right? So when you get a hit and you're running to first base, you don't run to the first base, you run past it. Because as you're getting there, if you're just running to, you know, to first base, you're going to slow down naturally so you can stop there. But once you slow down, you don't go as fast, right? You're more likely to get caught. So you have to run past first base so that you're running at full speed. And then, of course, you know, you run past it and then you get back. So it's very natural. To me, it's very similar to the Yusupov thing. So it makes a lot of sense. I mean, it's advice that I need to take to heart as well, because I'm a criminal when it comes to relaxing and winning positions. Oh my God. I'm getting nightmares now. I mean, how many positions I've messed up against grandmasters. They're just like so winning. And I just like relax. And I even feel myself relaxing. I'm just like, dude, the game's not over. You got to keep thinking. But then there's like another, you know, the devil inside me is like, yeah, whatever, it's over. You know, just make the move. It's winning. I messed up so many positions. But yeah, you got to try to focus twice as hard because you know it's just natural to relax when you're winning. It's so natural. Yeah. And you also know that, like, your opponent is just desperate for a chance, right? Especially if they're like a big fighter. They're just desperate for any chance of counterplay. And you know that, like, anything you give them, they're going to snatch. So you really have to be, like, super vigilant. Anyway, I hope I take some of my own advice to heart. Well, great job, everyone who played the arena. Thanks for participating. Hope you enjoyed it, had some fun. I'll probably be heading out here pretty soon. Definitely getting kind of late. How about this new layout, guys? You like this new? You know, we got some new stuff here. Got some icons. This was all DM's doing. DM Hokey. KTM Stig, thanks for following. I think it's cool. I like the new alerts. They're pretty cool. Sorry, Michigo, you're beating Alexa. Yeah, this is your chance. Fortunately, the arena is very unforgiving. Yeah. Thanks for following, Imp Griffin. Welcome to Dojo. I think I missed like 10 questions while I was answering that one thing. Oh, is there a site that has annotated games? No, but there's lots of books. I mean, I'm sure there is a site. I mean, you could, you could search chess.com. Chess.com has a million articles with annotated games. You could use those, Sean, if you're still listening. I'm sure Lichess has many annotated games as well. People have like a lot of studies with annotated games that you can maybe use. Yeah, clean overlay, right? Yeah, thank you. Oh, cool, KTM. Very cool. I'm glad you enjoyed the lesson. I have another series coming to chess.com soon, all about materialism, which I think is kind of an important topic. It's going to be about, how to grab material and get away with it. Because sometimes, I mean, it's good to sacrifice, but it's also important to learn how to accept your opponent's material and hold on to it. There won't be another sub battle this week because our next opponent is GM Hess, and he's in Sochi. So we're going to wait until he gets back before scheduling that. So this week, full training week for the rest of the season. And then at some point we might have like 2 matches. I mean, there's a lot of players in the arena that are in Sochi, like Eric Rosen and Nemo and yeah, who else? Yeah, Sonny, I've been following it a little bit. I haven't seen too many of the games. Honestly, the first match is not usually super interesting for me. I like kind of round 2 and then going from there. But I mainly just haven't had enough time. In previous years, I'll look at every game because it is one of my favorite tournaments. Haven't read Judgment and Planning in Chess by Dr. Oive, but I do believe he's a good author, so I'm sure it's good. Any good books on annotated games for the club player? I mean, yeah, Harish, I mean, depending on your level, just choose a player and they probably have a book of games, If you want someone tactical, then I would suggest Alekhine or Kasparov or Shirov or Tal. If you want someone more positional, then you got to go with Capablanca, Rubinstein, Botvinnik, Karpov, Kramnik, Geller. Geller is really good. Yeah, doing a collab with Marie Kondo. That's very exciting. Don't leak that to anyone else. Who else is coming up in the sub battles? I don't remember the schedule exactly, but we're playing like, we're playing Reina, the big Indian streamer. We're playing Eric Rosen at some point. I think we're playing Anna Kramling, Anna Rudolph's team. So yeah, Yeah, all the big streams. Learn chess the right way, Felipe. I mean, I don't know if it's kind of it's meant to be a beginner tactics series. So if you've never done any tactics at all, then it's probably pretty good. But if you're somewhat competent with tactics, then you might find it a little bit easy. But I would recommend starting with like book 3. Book 3, 4, and 5 are pretty good. I don't know what happens if we win the Arena League, Gorkum. I can't say. Steve, that's actually Pravid that's on tomorrow. Pravid. Yeah. Yeah, wrong guy. You got the wrong guy. Yeah, Pravid do it. Yeah, all good, Mishko, all good. Don't worry about it. Why did he take that name? Well, he is something that in the millennial and Zoomer world we call a stan. I believe he's a stan, but he stands David. So it means he's just he's a big fan. I believe you're a stan, right? Right, Pravid? You're David Pruitt's stan. And he's indeed doing Ranch to Ranch tomorrow. Yeah, where he'll be highly anticipated show. Where he'll be comparing different brands of the classic ranch dressing and giving us his honest thoughts. Hopefully we see a tier list. Hopefully we see a tier maker. Yeah, that's right, Steve. Except without the D. I don't know where it comes from actually. I need to check out the Know Your Meme on that. Oh, it's a reference to the Eminem song. Okay, I know the Eminem song. I didn't realize that's what it's about. Oh, because it's a crazy fan named Stan. Ah, okay. Thank you, Abishnal. Thank you. I know the song, but I didn't know they were related. Ah, okay. Now I understand. But yeah, so Pravid's coming on tomorrow. He will be doing a real show. He'll be doing some openings, studying some openings on stream, specifically the English, I think. And that'll be fun. So that's happening at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow, 5:30 a.m. Pacific. And then we're gonna do Dojo Bros at 10:30 a.m. Pacific, 1:30 p.m. Eastern, and that's gonna be Scotty and Charlie training together. I worked with them the first week. They're going to be on their own next couple of weeks, working hard. And yeah, should be fun. My favorite Eminem song actually is the one he did with Kendrick. I don't know if it's my favorite, but I really enjoy it. Love Game. Love Game. I can't play it because we'll get DMCA'd, but I think it's a lot of fun. I don't know if it's my favorite, but I do like it. Cool, Steve, cool. So yeah, I think most people will call that a Slav, actually. Sounds like you're playing the Slav. Caro is very specific, you know, against e4. That's the only Caro. But okay, not a big deal. Chucky Cheesy, thanks for following. Welcome to the dojo. Okay, guys, I think that's going to be it for the stream. So thanks for hanging out. I'm going to be sending a raid somewhere very soon. So yeah, And I'm going to be doing another one of these arenas tomorrow night. So if you missed it, I'm going to be doing one at the same time. 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. So you can get some more training in tomorrow. All right, y'all. Let's see who are we rating? Who's up? Oh, a lot of people are streaming right now. Wow. A lot of people are streaming. I guess it's still early. It's only 8:30 p.m. Okay, let's raid maybe we'll raid Christian. Haven't seen Christian in a little while. Yeah, guys, we're gonna raid the dojo. Check them out if you haven't already. Chess Dojo Live. They're pretty up and coming. Oh wait, STL Chess Club is streaming. I should raid them. Yeah, I'm like literally here. I should go join their stream. Yeah, we'll raid the STL Chess Club. All right, we'll raid Christian next time. But yeah, check out Chess Dojo Live, guys, if you haven't already. They're new streamers, but you know they got high energy, and they're bringing a lot of valuable content to the community. So give them a shout out, drop them a follow, show them some love. And yeah, all right, guys. I'll catch y'all next time. Have a good one.